In this enlightening video, we're diving into the 7 types of gifts you should think twice about accepting, according to Buddhist teachings. Sometimes a gift seems like a kind gesture, but it could actually bring bad vibes into your life, messing with your karma and your peace of mind. Have you ever received a gift that instead of making you happy, led to unexpected problems? This might not just be bad luck. Buddhist tradition warns us that some gifts can mess up our spiritual balance and connect us with energies we really don't want. Ever wonder what you're really getting when you accept a gift? Stick around to find out how these old teachings can help protect you from negative vibes. Did you know that avoiding some gifts is key to keeping your energy positive and protecting your spirit? We're going to look at how to spot these gifts and make choices that keep your peace and harmony. If you like this kind of content and want more insights on how ancient wisdom can help you today, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any new videos. Your journey to finding out more starts right here. Buddhist philosophy teaches that everything, even objects, has its own energy or vibe. This energy can affect both the person giving the gift and the person receiving it. This idea makes us think about what's really behind the gifts we accept. When you take a gift from someone, you're not just taking the item, you're also taking in the energy that comes with it, whether it's good or bad. This is why being mindful about what we let into our lives is so important in Buddhism. When you accept a gift, you're opening your life to whatever energy it carries. These energies can mess with our spiritual balance in ways we might not see coming, especially if we don't think about what we're accepting. For example, if you get a gift that was given out of anger or bought under shady conditions, it might bring with it negative energy that could start affecting your life in bad ways. In Buddhism, being mindful and aware is a big deal, especially when it comes to accepting gifts. We need to remember that not everything that looks good is actually good for us. Accepting a gift without thinking it through might seem okay, but it can actually open doors to bad vibes that can shake up our inner peace. That's why Buddhist teachings tell us to be careful and picky about what we accept into our lives. It doesn't mean we're ungrateful or suspicious, but we're looking out for our energy and spiritual health. Remember, when you accept a gift, you're not just taking the item itself, you're connecting with the energy it brings, and that can impact your life in big ways. So before you accept any gift, ask yourself, does this gift fit with the energy I want in my life? Start paying more attention to the gifts you receive and what they might bring along. Sometimes saying no thank you is the best choice to keep your energy safe and keep your spirit balanced. By turning down something that doesn't match your vibe, you're standing up for your own peace and well-being. Now let's start a positivity chain in the comments. Share a powerful affirmation like, I attract positive vibes. Let's build a community that supports and spreads good energy, keeping our spiritual health strong together. Now that you know how important it is to think about the energies of objects and how they can affect your life, let's find out which gifts, according to Buddhist teachings, you should steer clear of. These gifts, even if given with love, might carry bad energies that can throw off your spiritual and emotional balance. We'll go over each one carefully so you can keep your energy safe and maintain your peace of mind. The first type of gift you should think twice about accepting are those that come with a troubled past. When considering Buddhist teachings about accepting gifts, special attention must be paid to those with a troubled history. Such items, regardless of their tangible value or beauty, carry the residual energies and stories of their past owners, which can significantly impact the receiver's life. Understanding the implications of these energies is crucial to maintaining one's spiritual health and peace. In Buddhism, it is believed that all objects retain the vibrations of their history. This includes not just the physical wear and tear, but also the emotional and spiritual experiences of those who have previously owned them. A simple piece of jewelry, a book, or even furniture that has been inherited or received from another may not come alone. It may bring with it the despair, happiness, conflict, or even the unresolved karma of its former owners. These energies can be particularly potent when the previous owner led a tumultuous life, filled with suffering, conflict, or misfortune. Imagine receiving an antique ring that once belonged to a person who lived a life marked by great personal tragedy. According to Buddhist belief, the negative energies, perhaps of grief or turmoil, associated with that ring could transfer to its new owner, manifesting as unexplained sadness, bad luck, or a general atmosphere of discomfort. This phenomenon is akin to welcoming a fragment of another person's life into your own, which might disrupt your spiritual and emotional equilibrium. Handling such gifts requires a thoughtful approach. The first step is to deeply reflect on the origin of the item. Who was the previous owner? What was their life like? What kind of emotional or spiritual states did they frequently experience? Without this understanding, one might inadvertently allow harmful energies into their space, which could affect their own path and well-being. In cases where the history of an object is known and troubled, Buddhist practice advises one to practice detachment. This principle doesn't merely involve physical separation from desires or material items, but also represents a protective measure against potential negative influences. Detachment here means making a conscious choice about what to allow into your life. It's about recognizing that not all gifts are beneficial, and some, despite their outward allure, can carry heavy burdens. If you decide such an item's history is too burdened, the most advisable action is to politely decline or rid yourself of the item responsibly. If letting go isn't an option, perhaps because of familial obligations or other reasons, purification rituals can be performed to cleanse the object of its negative energies. Methods like smudging with sage, placing it under moonlight, or even chanting specific mantras are used to cleanse and reset the energy of items, making them more harmonious to keep around. Moreover, it's essential to consider your own spiritual resilience and readiness to handle such objects. Some individuals might be more susceptible to the energies of others, and recognizing your own limits is crucial. If you're someone who is particularly sensitive to external energies, it may be wise to avoid such gifts altogether. In summary, gifts with a troubled history embody the dual nature of objects as carriers of both beauty and burden. In Buddhist philosophy, where mindfulness and intention govern actions, the decision to accept or decline such a gift goes beyond mere courtesy. It becomes a practice of spiritual discernment and protection. This cautious approach helps ensure that one's space remains a sanctuary of positive energy, conducive to personal growth and spiritual peace. The second type of gift you should be wary of is those that come from individuals with whom you have a complex or strained relationship. Gifts from complicated relationships are often more than just objects. They can carry the emotional weight of the relationship itself. In Buddhism, the intention behind a gift is just as important as the item. When a gift is given by someone with whom you have a tense or conflicted relationship, it can bring along the negative energy tied to that relationship. Accepting it may seem like a way to ease tensions, but it can actually deepen emotional conflict and continue an unhealthy dynamic. For example, a gift given out of guilt, manipulation, or obligation might carry those intentions, creating an energetic bond that drains your peace and vitality. You might feel a subtle pressure to reciprocate, to smooth over past tensions, or to appease the giver. But this can lead to feelings of discomfort and emotional strain, trapping you in the negativity of the relationship. Instead of bringing you closer or offering a chance for healing, these gifts can act as a reminder of unresolved issues. The energy of the gift can linger, subtly affecting your mental and emotional well-being. In Buddhism, maintaining clarity and sincerity in all interactions is highly valued. Accepting a gift from someone with whom you have unresolved tension can compromise your emotional and spiritual harmony. To protect your peace, it's essential to evaluate the true motivation behind the gift. If the gift feels like a tool of control or brings emotional weight you don't want to carry, it's okay to decline. Saying no to such a gift is not a rejection of the person, but an act of self-care, preserving your energy and well-being. Another critical type of gift to avoid is those that originate from conflict or disputes, such as items from contested wills or family feuds. Gifts that originate from sources embroiled in conflict or disputes are particularly fraught with negative energies. Such items might include heirlooms, contested in family wills, or possessions that have been central to significant disagreements or legal battles. In Buddhist teachings, every object is imbued with the energies of its history, and items tainted by dispute carry the heavy vibrations of discord, anger, and resentment. These energies can subtly infiltrate your home, introducing an atmosphere of tension and unrest, which could disrupt your own peace and harmony. When considering whether to accept a gift from such troubled sources, it's crucial to reflect on the impact it may have on your spiritual well-being. The central tenet of Buddhism emphasizes maintaining harmony and peace within one's environment. Introducing an object with a contentious past can challenge this balance, potentially leading to emotional disturbances and spiritual blocks within your space. Moreover, these objects often continue to carry the emotional weight of the conflicts they were involved in, even after the disputes might seem legally resolved. The negative aura surrounding these items can be tough to cleanse, and without proper purification practices, such as smudging or energy-clearing rituals, they may continue to emit unsettling vibrations. Before accepting a gift with a contentious history, ask yourself if you are prepared to deal with the potential aftermath. Consider the spiritual cost of introducing such an item into your life. Often, the wisest choice is to decline these gifts to avoid the ripple effects of the conflicts they represent. Opting out allows you to protect your personal space from the negative energies and maintain the serenity and spiritual purity of your environment. When considering whether to accept a gift that might trigger negative memories, it's crucial to understand the emotional and psychological impact it could have. In Buddhist practice, emotional detachment from past pain is essential to achieve peace and clarity in the present. Holding on to objects that are linked to difficult periods in your life can keep you tethered to those painful emotions, hindering your ability to move forward and embrace new experiences. Objects that evoke memories of sadness, loss, or conflict act as constant reminders of past trauma. While they may hold sentimental value, their presence can re-trigger old wounds every time they are seen or touched. This constant re-exposure can prevent healing and maintain an emotional cycle that is detrimental to your spiritual and psychological well-being. In Buddhism, the path to healing involves letting go of attachments, especially those that cause suffering. This philosophy encourages living in the moment and not allowing past sorrows to dominate your current state of mind. By clinging to these objects, you risk staying locked in past emotions, which contradicts the Buddhist goal of achieving inner peace and liberation from suffering. Therefore, if a gift is likely to remind you of a painful time, it's worth considering if keeping it would truly be beneficial for your mental health. Sometimes, the healthiest choice is to decline such gifts or pass them on, thus making room for new, positive experiences. This act of letting go is not just about removing a physical item from your life, but also about setting yourself free from the emotional burdens it carries, allowing your mind and spirit to heal and flourish in a more positive and present-focused environment. Receiving a gift connected to spiritual or religious practices can be special and meaningful, but it's essential to consider the alignment of such gifts with your own beliefs. In Buddhist philosophy, the importance of intention, mindfulness, and alignment is heavily emphasized, urging us to consider not just the physical aspect of a gift, but its spiritual implications as well. A spiritually misaligned gift refers to any item that holds religious or spiritual significance within a tradition or belief system that's not your own, or that you do not fully understand. These can include amulets, talismans, ritualistic artifacts, and sacred texts, which are often given with the best intentions, but may carry energies that do not resonate with your spiritual vibrations. Accepting such gifts without understanding their context can lead to energetic dissonance, creating spiritual discomfort or confusion due to conflicting energies. Moreover, using or keeping spiritual objects without knowing their purpose or proper usage can result in unintended spiritual consequences. For instance, a talisman meant to protect within one tradition might carry binding energies in another, affecting you without your knowledge. There's also the risk of cultural insensitivity, as using these objects without appreciating their significance can be disrespectful to those who hold these beliefs sacred, impacting both your spiritual journey and social interactions. To mindfully accept spiritual gifts, it's prudent to research and ask questions about the item's significance and usage within its originating tradition, which shows respect for the gift and ensures you are fully informed. Assess whether the item harmonizes with your own spiritual practices and beliefs, and consider performing an energy assessment if you're sensitive to such nuances. If after careful consideration, the gift does not align with your spiritual path, it may be wise to politely decline. Explaining your reasons respectfully can help maintain the relationship with the giver while honoring your own spiritual integrity. If you decide to keep the gift but are unsure of its past energies, consider performing a purification ritual according to your spiritual practices to cleanse it, thereby resetting its energy to better align with your own. In conclusion, while the act of giving and receiving gifts is a universal expression of care and connection, the stakes are particularly high when it involves spiritually charged items. These gifts carry not just physical but also energetic and symbolic weight. Making informed, mindful decisions about such gifts isn't just a matter of personal preference, but a crucial aspect of maintaining internal harmony and spiritual alignment, which are central to Buddhist practices and many other spiritual traditions. Conditional gifts, an intriguing yet complex aspect of gifting, are those that come with explicit or implicit strings attached. Unlike the typical unconditional gift, which is offered freely and with no expectations of reciprocation, conditional gifts carry a specific intention or expectation from the giver that the recipient will act in a certain way as a result of receiving the gift. In Buddhist philosophy, the purity and intention of giving are paramount, and thus, conditional gifts are viewed with caution due to their potential to create obligations and manipulate emotions. When a gift is given with conditions, it ceases to be a pure act of generosity and instead becomes a tool of leverage or manipulation. Such gifts can range from a simple favor with expectations of a future return favor to more significant items meant to secure loyalty or specific actions from the recipient. This transactional nature can undermine the genuine kindness, joy, and spontaneous gratitude that should accompany the act of giving and receiving. For example, consider a scenario where a business associate gifts a lavish holiday package to a decision maker within a company. While this might appear generous, the underlying expectation could be that the recipient will favor the giver in future business decisions. Similarly, personal relationships can also be affected by conditional gifts, such as expensive gifts given with the expectation of reconciliation or commitment. In both cases, the gifts carry a weight that demands something in return, whether spoken or unspoken, creating a bond of obligation. In Buddhism, there is a strong emphasis on intention. The intention behind each action should be clear and free from desire or attachment. Gifts given with conditions reflect a desire to control or influence, which contradicts the Buddhist principle of selflessness and non-attachment. By giving a gift with strings attached, the giver is essentially trying to control the recipient's future actions, which can lead to emotional stress and imbalance in relationships. Accepting such gifts can lead to several negative outcomes. It can create a sense of indebtedness and guilt in the recipient, trapping them in a cycle of obligation that may be hard to break. This indebtedness can strain relationships, as the recipient may feel pressured to act against their own interests or values to reciprocate the favor. Moreover, it can lead to a loss of autonomy and self-respect, as the recipient might feel they are being bought or influenced through these gifts. Furthermore, conditional gifts can also distort the purity of relationships and interactions. They introduce a transactional element into what should ideally be a selfless interaction, thus degrading the genuine connection and mutual respect between individuals. This can lead to mistrust and suspicion, as recipients may question the true motives behind every gift, which can erode the foundation of trust and sincerity on which healthy relationships are built. In light of these concerns, it is essential to approach the acceptance of gifts with mindfulness and discernment. If a gift feels like it carries heavy expectations or conditions, it might be wise to politely decline it. By doing so, you maintain your integrity, autonomy, and the health of your emotional and spiritual well-being. It's also important to communicate openly with the giver about your feelings towards such gifts, fostering a clear understanding and more honest relationship dynamics. In conclusion, while the act of giving is generally a positive and enriching experience, conditional gifts can complicate the simplicity and purity of this exchange. Being aware of the implications of accepting such gifts and choosing to maintain one's values and independence is not only a reflection of personal integrity, but also an essential practice in self-care and spiritual health. Thus, in the spirit of true generosity and harmony, gifts should be given freely, without expectations or conditions, to preserve the joy and purity of giving. Accepting a gift should bring simple joy, but when the gift is extravagantly lavish, it can complicate relationships and create discomfort. According to Buddhist teachings, which emphasize modesty and detachment from material desires, such gifts can disrupt the balance of a relationship by creating a dynamic of obligation and indebtedness. Extravagant gifts often come with implicit expectations. The giver may expect something in return, whether it's a similar gesture, loyalty, or a specific type of behavior. This can place the recipient in a difficult position, feeling pressured to respond in kind or conform to expectations that do not align with their genuine feelings or financial capabilities. Buddhism teaches that true gifts are given freely, without attachment to the results or expectations of reciprocity. Therefore, a gift that comes with strings attached contradicts these spiritual principles and can tether both parties to a cycle of obligation. Receiving an overly lavish gift can also trigger feelings of unease and guilt in the recipient. They might feel undeserving or anxious about their inability to reciprocate, leading to a sense of imbalance in the relationship. Such gifts can alter how relationships are perceived, introducing questions of motives and potentially leading to mistrust or resentment. From a Buddhist perspective, every interaction, including the giving and receiving of gifts, should contribute to mutual understanding and harmony. When a gift disrupts this balance, it can hinder personal and spiritual relationships rather than enrich them, becoming a source of stress rather than joy, which conflicts with the Buddhist goal of peace and simplicity in life. In many spiritual traditions, but particularly in Buddhism, there is an emphasis on non-attachment to material possessions. Lavish gifts, by their very nature, can encourage attachment not only to physical items but to the status or prestige they confer. Such attachments are seen as obstacles on the path to enlightenment, as they bind the mind and spirit to the material world and its transient pleasures. Moreover, the nature of the gift might not resonate with the recipient's values or lifestyle, which can lead to spiritual dissonance. The pressure to keep and cherish an item that does not align with one's values can be a source of ongoing discomfort and inner conflict. When faced with the decision of whether to accept an extravagant gift, it's important to consider the intention behind the gift, assess whether the gift aligns with your values, think about how accepting the gift might affect your relationship, and decide if the gift will contribute positively to your spiritual journey and emotional health. If a gift raises concerns on any of these fronts, it may be wise to politely decline. Explaining your reasons can help preserve the relationship by establishing boundaries based on mutual respect and understanding. In some cases, a sincere conversation about your feelings and values can not only resolve the immediate issue of the gift, but also deepen the relationship by bringing honesty and transparency to the forefront. This approach helps maintain both personal integrity and relational harmony, key elements in a life guided by Buddhist principles. As we close, remember that each decision about what you allow into your life affects your spiritual path and peace of mind. Choosing wisely, especially when it comes to accepting gifts, is more than just a practical concern. It's a matter of spiritual health and personal integrity. We hope this exploration has empowered you to make choices that support your well-being and spiritual growth. If this video has enlightened you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who might benefit from this wisdom. Your path to deeper understanding and peace continues with every mindful step you take. Thank you for joining me in this journey of mindfulness and spiritual awareness. Let us know in the comments how you manage the energy of objects in your life, and share any experiences where you've had to make tough decisions about accepting gifts. Your insights could help others navigate similar challenges.